I'm Jason Brady. This is Figuring It Out with JB. Today we're going to make this sign. Yes, I've already made it. You know what? I've been out here since 8 o'clock this morning in the freezing cold to make this project. And I brought you along only to find out that half the video was screwed up and I couldn't use it. So we get to remake it again. And as we were figuring things out, we had to modify the bottom, and we've got too much angle on the top, so when you set it up it wants to fall over. We've already made all the pieces that we needed to make this out, only to figure it out it ain't gonna work. So here we go, we get to start all over again. Lo and behold, I started without you. We do have this last spare 2x4 left that we made the stands with. I've already made all the pieces that we needed. We have 8 of these. The other one is over there. So if you can count, yes, that's 7. We have 7 of them set up so far. Now, what we have to do is router the edges, give it a nice rounded edge finish. And then we have to cut our slot in there. Instead of going with 15 degrees, we're going to do an 8 degree slot. That way, when you stand it up, there's not so much backwards on it that it stands up and doesn't fall over, because it was falling over to begin with. And the videos that we had this morning, they were hilarious. There was a lot of funny content in there. I thought y'all were going to get a kick out of this stuff and kind of learn something along the way. But we got to start over, and this is where we're at. It's 2:15 now, and we're just getting started. So hang on tight, be ready to go, because we're going fast. Right now what we're doing is changing out the router bit. I have a key bit in here now from when I did a light for a buddy of mine. It was a frame light for another YouTube channel. We'll get into that later on, because we got to make another one. So now we're putting in our round over bit so that we can round over the edges, so that when our register closed sign doesn't have any sharp edges. Alright, now that that's changed out, I'll grab a spare piece of wood and check it to see how we're going to do. And that's too high, so we got to adjust it down. All right, that should give us the reveal that we're looking for. Alright, we just finished making the 8 bases that we need. They don't look as good as the first round, but it's what we got. It's the spare wood that we had left over. Luckily we had enough wood left over that we could make this project again without having to go to the store. So for the next thing, what we need to do is set up the table saw so that we can cut the groove for the sign to sit in. We did it. We survived inserting the groove for the sign to sit inside of. We kept all of our fingers. Yes, as much as you didn't like watching my fingers that close to the blade, I didn't like putting them there. But with the tools that we have and the knowledge that we have, we just figured out as we go and try to be as safe as we can. This time we were successful. Hopefully we never find an occasion where we're not. But that's enough about that. So moving on to the next part of this project, we're going to have to go over to the laser so that we can start cutting everything out. So I'll meet you inside the garage where it's a little bit warmer. I got a little space heater over there, and it won't be quite so bad. So on Lightburn, we've already got our design laid out. We're going to cut this out, which I know you really can't see it. All that was in the first video that got messed up. So that's what we have. One day I'll get better at showing all that stuff. I want to figure out how to film my screen better. But we're going to send that to the laser. We'll focus that. We've already cleaned our mirrors. We've already checked the alignment. We've already checked to make sure everything was the way it needed to be in working order. All that was in the video that's scrapped now. We'll frame it. We have our magnetic lockdowns. We'll use these because some of this wood is warped. They help us kind of keep it so that when it cuts out, everything stays nice and straight as best as it can. We are maximizing this material because we're running low. So we're going to try to squeeze everything out of it that we can. That's going to be about the best we can get it. Everything from here is just going to be straight cuts, and I'll show you what we have at the end. Completes this build. Thank you for building along with me. Thank you for helping me figure it out, because this was a rough one. We've got number 1 of 8 complete. I'll work on those another day. It's starting to get cold outside. Now it's about 4:15, so it took a while to build this thing, but I think it turned out pretty decent. This is what it looks like now. We did get the letters too close to the bottom now. I changed the format of the box, the ring around it, because I was trying to maximize the wood because I'm running out of wood, and I didn't think about closing up that gap. And right here, when I cut the inlay, I went deeper than I did on the other ones. I went a little bit deeper for a little bit more strength, but overall it's not too bad. I'm not going to change it on this one. I might change it on the other one. So if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.